instead of doing players of the game, because we're going to do that Wednesday night, we're going to do our two key players on each side of the football. All right, we're just going to mix this in. I just thought it'd be fun since we were talking about players and all this, and then you give us just your offense and defense players of the game, and do it again. Make sure you're doing it again Wednesday night too. All right, so I'll go defense first. You go offense first, and then we'll switch.
Okay.
So I'll go. My two most important players of this football game. It's like, oh, well, that's easy, Tom. It's Hargrave and Cox. It's those two. They got to dominate. You got to dominate. You got to flat out dominate.
I'll say my two most important on offense. I will go with Goedert. I'm not going to take the quarterback. I'm going to go outside of that. I'm going to go Goedert, and I'm going to go with Jordan Howard.
Goedert and Howard. Okay. I'm going to say Devontae because you got to throw it.
Yep.
You got to be able to throw it around enough. And I'll go right to the fucking quarterback. Like not only with your legs, but with your arm. I mean, you got to play almost like I said, you got to play what I think you're going to play, which is your best football of the year. And that's how we're going to end up winning this football game.
I'm going to go a little different on this time. I'm going to, because I really
defense. You're on defense. Yeah, you're on your defense. Yep.
But I'm going to name a player you probably won't expect me to name.
Okay, who?
So the number one is the obvious. I'm going to go Darius Slay, like we talked about.
Yeah, there's not a guy on the defense that's not a name that I won't expect you to say, unless it's like Epps.
No. I'm not taking Omar Epps.
Okay, let's make sure Omar's not in here.
I'm going Josh Sweat.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got to win, man. You got to pay a lot. You got to pay some money, baby.
He's got to be. And listen, I know it's maybe fraudulent for me to be like, oh, he's got to play the Brandon Graham role. But we saw how important it is when somebody gets to Brady.
Right. He has to get home.
Yep.
He's
got to have his presence felt.
Yeah, especially because you're in the face, right? I always thought that too. Like everybody's like, worried about the blind side. Well, I can't see my blind side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares? I can't see. If I get smoked, I get smoked. But I sure as hell want to feel good about what's coming at my face immediately. Right? You want to have a good offensive line all around, but like the people act like that other side don't matter.
And Habib says, who's going to cover Gronk? And like, I almost went Rodney. I almost went TJ Edwards. And I know people aren't going to like this answer out of me, but I almost have to just say, like, I'm going to compare it to basketball for a second. Like when you face Damian Lillard or Steph Curry, it's kind of like, they're going to get theirs, right, Tom? It's like you can't really expect to stop it. You just have to hope to contain it. I would love to be like, hey, my second most important player is Alex Singleton or TJ Edwards or even Rodney, Rodney's, he's been very good for us for many years. But I don't want to say it's unfair, but I think it's more fair of me to say, hey, here's somebody, a young Josh Sweat who we just extended out of nowhere, who's had a pretty decent second half of the year. Do your job. Make the quarterback uncomfortable, because if you're making him uncomfortable, that's going to affect the ability to get Gronk the football whenever he wants. I just think
that's why I picked the middle too, because a lot of his balls are going to be in that direction. So if you can get pressure up there, listen, it's the whole defensive line's the most important, right? But then the other, like if we're doing that game, right? To what me and you were saying. But then the other side of it is like, okay, you can, it's going to be like different guys at times that might be matched up in some way versus Gronk. So it's hard to like say like, oh, this guy is going to get Gronk all day. No, it's going to be a mixture. So, you just got to hope that mixture wins, right? Because he's going to get his. So he's probably going to have 5 catches. Can you keep him from getting 10 catches, 8 catches, right? Can you minimize it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you get a tip drill? Can we get a fucking tip drill? Love that in practice back in the day. Tip drill.